2 years worth of semen made a glopping noise as it flowed endlessly into Asuna. Sup, guys?
This is our opening to the Fanfiction episode.
Yes, this is the Fanfiction Friday series where myself and other co-hosts on the show will be reading fanfiction. This week it's David.
Hi.
This is David. Say hello. If you don't recognize that line or recognize the character in that line, you will find that we're doing a rather Sword Art Online centric episode today.
The show was just garbage enough, despite its super popular fan base, to get really a bunch of super garbage fan fiction out of it.
Lots. So, yes, we're doing a dramatic reading of some fan fiction with some rules attached to it. First and foremost, first rule is you must read in a dramatic voice, including putting on voices for all the characters.
Indeed.
You must read everything as it is written, grammatical and spelling errors as apply.
Absolutely.
And anytime you laugh, either by the story itself or by your co-partner making you laugh during it, you must pass over the reading material and have the next person take over.
Ha 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 ha.
There's no real challenge to this. It's more of just a fun, relaxing thing. But here's a warning. David selected an M-rated one. And, and if my first line wasn't enough, you should just back out if you don't want to hear where this is going to be going. Because I can guarantee it's going to get freaking gross.
Either way, this video is probably going to get flagged. So if you're not an adult...
No, it won't get... There's no visual.
I guess so.
So,
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. By that I mean only gentlemen. Let's get started.
Yeah, listen to two dudes read porn together. David can take point.
Alrighty, so the story we've picked today is The Slave Swordsman by OTX 5311.
Oh, and if you're interested, I might put a link in the description if that's at all possible.
The description of this fanfiction is, I hope you all enjoy this garbage thing I put together about a garbage anime.
So someone was self-aware when they wrote this.
See,
it'd be so much more entertaining if he wasn't self-aware when he wrote that.
Very, very fair. The categories are rated M, English, romance, and humor, and it's only about 2,000 words plus.
So it won't be a long reading. This might only take like 10 minutes at most.
Asuna and Kirito.
So sit down, eat some popcorn, and get ready to listen to this.
You bastard.
Yeah, take point.
Asuna and Kirito had each other with every part of their being, because that's all they had. It made them individually weak, but it may have made them stronger together.
Fuck?
Though now they had friends and allies, even a daughter in the virtual world together. Through everything they had been through the good and the bad, she wouldn't trade it for anything. Though one thing kept bothering her. She was older. She had heard the stereotype of the older, dominant one protecting the younger partner.
That a thing?
But despite her promise, she almost never protected Kirito.
Yeah, because Kirito is Jesus.
Sure, for the moment, there was nothing he needed to protect her from, but she learned to never be surprised for what the world had in store for the two of them. She had to admit it was nice feeling protected by Kirito, but at the same time, she felt that it must have been a huge burden on his shoulders. Maybe one of the ways he could feel more relaxed is him giving up control? Asuna thought, but then another idea came to her mind. I don't think he'll give up control. Well, then they'll have to take control of him. I am the oldest after all. Besides, he'll look so incredibly cute, I bet. It was a summer night. Kirito, Asuna, and their daughter Yui were spending their days together in their virtual home. Asuna was in the kitchen with Yui, and then Asuna asked, Yui, dear? Yui smiled and said, Yes, Mama?
Oh my god.
Asuna said, Is it alright if you give Daddy, and Mommy some time alone tonight? Yui asked, Is something wrong? Did I make you mad? Oh, I just fucked that up and made the same voice. Asuna smiled gently. Of course not, sweetie, and I promise. We'll spend all day together tomorrow.
David should have voiced Asuna in the English dub.
But for now, is it alright if we can get the night to ourselves? We just would like to be alone for something. Yui, while confused, gladly said, Yes, Mommy, and flew out the window. Asuna thought to herself, Excellent. All going so well. Oh, it can't come soon enough.
Foreshadowing.
Kirito was devouring the meal Asuna prepared for him. At the table, Asuna asked, How is it? Kirito has said, Great, as always. It has an interesting flavor.
Wonder if you'll say that again later. Yes, there we go. Got you to laugh. Great as always. This time it has an interesting flavor.
You gotta match my voice though. Come on.
Okay. Let's see if I can find where he left it off at. Asuna smiled sweetly. After Kirito... At the meal, Asuna stood up. Kirito wasn't going to do the same thing, but for some reason he wouldn't move. Asuna asked, "Is something wrong, Kirito?" Kirito said, "I guess I'm tired. I might need a minute." Asuna said, "You're tired? I thought my special ingredient might be taking effect." Yeah. Kirito said, "What?" And in an instant he tried to jump, tried to run, and tried to fall back, and to no avail. Okay, fine. Right there, I got a text message. I'll check that later.
Yeah, I was reading it. That's why I stopped it. I actually just hit decline or cancel or whatever it was. And
God fucking damn it. I left my own goddamn joke.
In an instant, he tried to jump, tried to run, and tried to fall back with no avail. That's talented.
So he just tried to leap from his chair. You're gonna bring that down to like a word, buddy.
Kirito looked up at Asuna with nervous eyes. Asuna spared him the trouble of asking and explained, "It's a little ingredient where your body ignores its own commands, but instead obeys the commands of the person who gave you the ingredient."
A mind control drug? Why does that exist?
No. It's a mind-controlled tomato.
Why does that exist?
It's a virtual world.
Why would the programmers put that in? They could easily see how that could be exploited.
I don't know. Kirito, finding it difficult to even move his head, looked up and asked, "Asuna, why?"
He's moved mouth, apparently.
Asuna put a finger to his lips and gently petted his head and said, "Just relax." Then she stepped back and said, "Now stand up, Kirito." Kirito slowly got up out of his chair and stood up straight. Asuna jumped with joy. "Yay, it worked. Now follow me."
Ugh.
Asuna was leading the way to their bedroom, and Kirito was practically following like a dog.
He was.
When she opened the door and led Kirito in, she looked at the boy and said, "Hold still." She opened her menu, and then he was in his pajamas. And she stripped it, and it was revealed that she was wearing a black bra and panties. Well, that's a very plain description.
Yeah. Are they lacy? We're going for the whole, like, stocking kind of thing? Where's that?
I don't know. Kirito's mind just flooded at the sight. Then Asuna calmly, but in a command tone, and said, "Lie down on the bed." Kirito, with no control over his body, walked over to the bed and laid flat on his back. Asuna walked over to his side, standing over him like a goddess over a sacrifice in glee. And with Kirito's heart racing and sweat dripping, Asuna said, "Put your hands up to the headboard and spread your legs." Oh, you bitch! Okay, hold up.
Oh my god, the wall attacks my eyes.
Well, I gotta write. Oh, okay. Kirito.
I see the rope. Okay. Kirito complied. Not that he had any choice. Asuna then opened her menu and pulled out 3 lengths of rope, putting them down on the bed. Kirito gasped, and it felt like his ear was about to explode. He was naive. But not so naive as he didn't know what they were for. Were there so many spelling errors where you were reading or just kind of glossing over them?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't gloss over them. Should read them as they are.
It was not so much spelling errors, it's just grammatical what the fucks.
Well, there's no reason for the word hear as in listen to
yeah,
to be there at all.
I'm aware.
Asuna took a length of rope and wrapped it around Kirito's wrists. Kirito could see the immense joy she took in this situation. That shouldn't be commented like that. And he then looked at her hand, and how there was something sweet and lovingly about the way she was wrapping the rope around his hands. Once she felt his hands were tied tightly around enough in place, she grabbed the other two, and walked down to his bed and began to tightly secure them at the end of the bed. Jesus fucking Christ.
At this point, you should probably just put the video as a scrolling image of this fucking
just this
story.
text. Yeah. That'll be enough for you. Kirito looking down and Asuna looking up at him. What's he looking down at? And gave him a gentle smile. Kirito was so turned on by everything. Everything. That's the exact word.
Moing, oing, oing, oing.
Oh, as a heads up, this has been like... There's been no paragraph break. It's just the same thing endlessly.
There's one big sentence.
Well, bunch of pause sentences. Asuna then pulled on the leg restraints, tightening them immensely. Kirito, not capitalized, felt the tightness on his legs and gritted his teeth in pain. That's not turning him on anymore.
I think I figured out why he's fucking up so much. Dude's fapping as he's doing this.
Fuck. I didn't even realize I was laughing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay.
Right after hurting his legs.
Yeah. Austin then walked up to his head again and tightened his wrist binding so tight he let out an "Ow!" Asuna,
Ow.
with her hands
How
on her
sexual.
hips, looked down at her
Asexual,
captive
ow.
and asked, "What's the matter? Too tight?" She took a moment to observe at just how cute he looked, tied down in discomfort under her control.
That's
Kirito
cute,
said,
huh?
"Yes, it's very painful."
So straight-faced. Doesn't care. It's like, it really fucking hurts.
You bitch. Asuna.
Yeah. Mostly certain sentences start with Asuna.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very painful. Asuna, with a smile one would use for a dog, leaned down and petted him and said, "Sorry, but it'd be no fun if you couldn't feel anything." She then opened her menu, pulled out a piece of black cloth and said, "Now you have the control of your senses. Let's take away that pesky vision of yours." Kirito, having no time to protest, apparently, not that she would listen, as Asuna tightly used the cloth to cover his eyes, and wrapped it around the back of his head, nodding it off tightly. Not lighting it of tightly. She adjusted it to make sure no light would get through. Asuna exclaimed, excuse me. "Now, Kirito, you are completely under my control, so just relax." Asuna climbed on top of Kirito and gently started to caress the boy. Slowly building up his excitement, she used her nails to dig deep into his skin, making little circles around his sensitive spots, wherever those are. She then pulled up his shirt and gently kissed his stomach. She moved up his torso into his chest, leaving a trail with her lips and tongue of saliva.
Purple nurple.
Fucking hate you.
My jokes are so good, bro.
Yeah.
She could feel his hard part.
His hard part. His hard part.
Well, it gets better. She could feel his hard part poking her through his pants. She smiled and started kissing his neck deeply and passionately. She decided to have a little fun and started to gently bite him. Kirito started to squirm. Asuna, a little confused, thought, "I guess the drug is wearing off." She decided she was still going to dominate him. She got on top of him and pinned her full weight on him, preventing him from squirming. She whispered in his ear and said with a slight Transylvanian accent,
What?
"Be careful, Kirito. I am a vampire, and if you keep struggling while I suck your blood, I might bite you in the wrong place."
Oh my fucking god.
Kirito suddenly froze, and Asuna took this time to
What line was
continue
in Twilight
munching on
books?
his neck. She was very careful in making sure not to hurt him. After satisfied with the mark she left on his neck, she again said in the accent, very tasty."
Oh my fucking god.
Next, she leaned over him
I'd
like a
break
lion,
up with you immediately if you did that to me.
about to strike, but Kirito spoke. "Asuna, untie me, please." Asuna just replied, "Nah." Kirito tried to plead, "Asuna." But then Asuna attacked his mouth, ravaging him with kisses. And she was not about to stop.
Just punch him in the jaw. That would have worked a lot better.
She kept up attacking
Oh,
his
I almost
mouth
got
for
you
5
there.
straight minutes.
5 whole minutes? Good god,
I
woman.
know, like, what the fuck?
That's a long time.
Kirito was left breathless when she had finished, but she wasn't done yet. She reached one of her arms down to Kirito's boxers and pulled them off.
And slipped a finger in.
Woo!
Oh, almost had you.
Kirito, surprised by this action, asked, "Asuna, what are you doing?" Asuna said, "Patience, Kirito." She started rubbing his cock gently,
Oh my god. Cock.
and then she simultaneously put her tongue down his mouth. Tongue down his mouth.
Down his mouth.
Down his mouth.
See, if you want to write that well, you would say down his throat.
Oh,
Even
no,
that's not
it,
great.
it gets better. And gently started to play in his mouth.
Play what?
You
That
the
like
fiddle.
house? The fiddle.
Fuck, my joke was so shit. Soon.
Jesus Christ, okay. Okay. I just come back and sit down. Alright, okay. She started rubbing his cock gently. Cock! And then she simultaneously put her tongue down his mouth and started to play in his mouth. Soon she started to slow increase the speed of her rubbing and kissing. Soon it was like a volcano in Kirito's mouth. Oh, so Austin has like some kind of mouth penis. Got it.
Or he is a mouth penis.
Maybe. And Asuna was tugging like his life depended on it. After 3 minutes, 3 the number, not the actual spelling of 3.
And just in case you're wondering, this is the real definition of choking the chicken.
Asuna was exhausted. After 3 minutes of pumping up and down, you're exhausted.
She's not a man, gotta remember that.
I guess. Shit. Fine. With her mouth.
Asuna was exhausted with her mouth, and she... Javai! Javai.
Oh, that doesn't be gay, but he meant spelled the G-V-A space and an E.
Gva.
Javai.
One final tug, and Kirito exploded.
Oh, can I change the line? Exploded. 2 years worth of semen.
Asuna removed her lips, and Kirito was panting desperately, trying to catch his breath. Asuna rolled over to her side of the bed and started petting his head before shutting her eyes.
Well, he left him there. Christ!
She told her lover, "Good night, Kirito. We gotta do something big for you tomorrow for giving us the night to ourselves."
You guys were together for like 8 minutes.
The end.
Wasn't it 5 minutes of making out and 3 minutes of tugging?
Yeah, they had about a 10-minute fuck session if you include the time.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow, what a short fuse.
Yeah.
Anyways, that concludes me and Nick reading porn.
Yeah. So, thoughts on that porn?
Well, would normally be sufficiently turned on at this point, but this writing was so poor. Also, we are so funny. I have a concave penis right now.
A concave penis.
Like, it's up in there. I don't know if I'll get it out.
I don't blame you. Yeah, that was quite unpleasant.
I'm sorry. Gva-e. Gva-e.
Yeah, he spelled gave and you just did it wrong.
Like, if you...
That's a common spelling error when you're just trying to spell, when you're just typing really fast, you just spell gave and you're already typed ahead by accident.
If you honestly don't post the scrolling text, this won't be as good.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
Alrighty, well, folks.
Yeah, that was about 17 minutes of this garbage, and look forward to next week where I might read it with someone else depending on circumstances.
Or me again.
Yeah.
You all know you love my smooth, sulky, sexy voice.
And you spoke in a monotone for most of that.
Well.
But to wrap things up and sum up Sword Art Online completely, 2 years worth of semen made a glopping noise as it flowed endlessly into Asuna.
Wah, 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 wah.
Glop, 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 glop.